What is good, viewers? My name is PBK Dragoon, coming at you today with an abandoned CTF replay review. We are on board with Red vs. Blue 1-3 or 13 today, and we're going to be talking about accuracy, maybe shifting loadouts, less reliance on the bolt shot, tunnel visioning, map control, slaying setups, and mini map awareness. So this is a pretty good replay today. If you'll notice on the thumbnail, I've indicated my opinions of the skill level of the concepts within this replay review, either by a green circle for beginner level skills, a blue square for intermediate skills. I would consider these applicable to all players, and black for an expert level replay review, which would be something like maybe a tournament gameplay, game battles gameplay, or something that just embodies really high level concepts and things that we can talk about. But for the most part, you're probably going to be seeing a lot of blues. I know a critique in the past has been, well, it'd be nice to know what, skill level the replay is going to be at. So I'm going to be critiquing your loadout right off the bat, red versus blue. I think post June 4th, this gameplay was recorded June 6th. The BR would probably suit your playstyle a little bit better. You rely also a lot on the bolt shot when you get up close. I'm going to be fast forwarding through a lot of engagements and sort of talking through the important engagements that I see are indicative of bigger issues in your gameplay. So right off the bat, I mentioned tunnel visioning right before we got started. You're already down in the enemy team's spawn. You basically ran straight through the middle to get there, and only one of the blue team members is down right now. And in CTF, the name of the game is slay, slay, slay. You cannot pull before you slay. That's just a rule of thumb that you'll want to stick by. And when you are going to go for a flag pull, you're going to need your teammates to move alongside with you. So in that circumstance, all of your teammates are sort of back in, if I can find them, back in your spawn. Basically, two guys in the spawn. Where is... One's in the top ring right now. Definitely not enough support for you to be able to get in there, get the flag, and pull out. Remember, in Halo 4, you've got that indicator over your head the entire time. That's going to make it really challenging for you to be able to pull the flag. Also, you need to slay before you pull the flag. Like I said, this is a rule of thumb for CTF. And again throughout the gameplay, we're going to see times where you are just rushing straight down the middle towards them. And there's really two routes that you want to be employing when you're trying to pull the flag. And I'll show them to you right now and keep this in your mind during the whole replay review. If you take the cliff side over here, you've got a great sight line to look at the middle. Control the spawn right back there, because that's a huge spawn point. That's their main spawn. And you also... Oh, there's a tree in the way. You also have pretty easy access to pull the flag, and then either pick your route if you want to go out through the cave or back up through the cliff area. It's also important to note that you're going to need somebody in Ring 3 the whole game, and that's not really going to happen. And I don't know if you are with teammates or not. It's okay if you're just solo. That's not a huge deal. But I'm just letting you know so that you don't tunnel vision on the flag, because throughout the game you're going to tunnel vision on the flag multiple times. In the email submission, you also told me that you have a lack of comfort with the sniper rifle and you wanted some help towards that. I'm going to let you know just right off the bat that you never really set yourself up in a good position for snipes. So let's just take a look right here where you are. When you have the sniper rifle, this is like your key card. This is a really powerful tool, and you need to give yourself all the advantages possible so that if you miss the shot, you have time to escape and still hold on to that weapon. Instead, you're very aggressive. You rush directly towards their spawn, which is it's challenging for any sniper to get kills when you're within the distance that is optimal for DMRs and BRs. You want to set yourself up with longer sight lines. So what do I mean by that? Ring 3 is a really good example of a place that there are some nice sight lines. You can shoot directly down, and it has a lot of escape routes. What you're looking for is a place that'll give you a lot of long lines of sight with many easy escape routes that will, if you get seen, because you are going to get seen, people hear the sniper rifle, people will pursue you. It's important to be able to get away, because you can't expect 100% accuracy, you can't expect perfection, but you'll notice a lot of times good snipers will give themselves tons of room for error, so that if they miss the shot, they can relocate without instantaneously losing the sniper rifle. Like I said, I'll be fast forwarding through a lot of the parts of the gameplay. You rely heavily on the bolt shot, and so I'm just going to say right now to keep in your head, you should, and maybe you have already, because this was just a few days after the new patch came out. Ditch the bolt shot, in my opinion, for the Magnum. The Magnum gives you a lot of killing power at multiple distances, whereas the bolt shot hinders you with just the very closest of distances. They nerfed the bolt shot months ago, and so it's not the powerful tool that it was. And then switch to the BR. Your playstyle really indicates that you're pushing for mid and close range fights quite a bit, which is where the BR will truly shine, especially post-patch. Now, pulling this flag right here is just a really terrible idea, and I'll explain why. You didn't slay. Let's look at the respawn card. You've got 3 of your teammates down right now, but 4 of the enemies are up. That's an issue. How do I get back on you? And you just walked straight in. Instead of slaying, you pulled the flag. If you ever watch pro-level gameplay in CTF, you'll hear those guys are constantly talking about how many of the enemy players are down and in the respawn screen. I want you to look how long you're in the respawn screen for. This is what you're waiting for. This is why you slay. You wait to get 3 or 4 of the enemy team down. That means they're killed. They're in this respawn screen. That's when you pull. That'll give you the time to push halfway across the map and get that flag closer to your side. Now, your teammates were able to really help and pull that out of there, so I don't want to critique it too terribly much, but really focus on slaying before. That was a very, very close shot right there. Really focus on slaying before you go in for the pull. That's just really, really important. So, spawn back here. I really want to note, too, when the guy has the flag and he's up here, it's not a very wise idea to lift right up, because when you're stuck in this lift animation, the melee with the flag is a one-shot kill. It's a one-hit kill, basically. And the blue guy doesn't bait it, but it's pretty simple. Most high-level players will see you chase them up the elevator and just turn around and melee you. That'll get you killed more times than actually will lead to success, if that makes sense. And we're going to focus now on the map control portion of the game, where instead of focusing on slaying, you're sort of just running towards them, and it doesn't seem like there's a game plan. Before every single game, you always want to have a game plan in your head. If you stick to it and it fails, whatever, it's important that you have a plan and you really try and follow it. What I'm going to note here is you can really tell your plan is not for map control. Your plan is not to control the places of height, because you're going to jump down and chase these 2 guys. You control much more of an advantage being up here, because not only can you shoot the guy down here, you can also just walk left and harass the guy who is lifting up. By jumping down, it means that you're going to follow the flag carrier up the lift again. And again, the blue guy is not going to turn around and melee you. He's going to try this time, but you end up getting him because he was one shot. But if that melee would have hit, you'd been dead. And, who knows what would have happened. He might have been able to get further away with the flag. It could have turned into a pull. I'm just letting you know certain things to be aware of. Now, you are totally set up in a place to have map control. You've got a teammate on your right. You've got a really nice setup here to come in and start whacking in their spawn. That sounds probably really weird, but you're going to be just shooting folks down here. Instead, you take a left turn to chase a guy, or grab the saw maybe. I don't know if you were timing that or not, but if you were timing it, cool. It's a good weapon to pick up, but in that circumstance, I would have probably prioritized staying with your teammate, controlling that spawn, and maybe getting a pull out of it. So the good. This is a good place to be. This is a great place to control their spawn, to harass them and allow your teammates to move up the map, especially if your teammates are not mic'd up, or if they're not actually in your party, if they're just random players. From here, you get a nice look at their spawn. Even though you're not putting the kills together just yet, it's important that you are controlling this space. You're a big threat. They have to pay attention to you. And to sort of just ditch it as soon as your teammates show up is a really big issue. Don't worry about that flag carrier. You guys haven't even pulled yet. You have a teammate who is back there. It's not fully your responsibility to go and forego your teammates and lose that map control that you were setting up. If they pull the flag and you guys are all up and you have the map control, you're going to outslay the blue team, and then you're just going to be able to clean the flag carrier up super easily. So, just things to keep in mind. Instead of rushing towards them and tunnel visioning on that flag again and again and again, it's important that you really focus on map control and slaying the enemy. I don't want to comment on your sensitivity. I think that's a bit of a cop-out. I don't know if this was your first game of the day, or if this was, maybe something you weren't fully warmed up, because the accuracy is leaving some to be desired, but accuracy is something all players can work on and try and perfect. My initial response and thought would be your sensitivity is too high. A lot of times you're aiming past the opponent, and I'll show you. Nope, he's dead. I'll show you in the next engagement. This is good. Aiming where you think the opponent will be is smart, but let's watch here. Aimed past him. Then he fired. but you're using the strafe really to try and get those fine adjustments. I would definitely say that your sensitivity is too high, or you're not fully comfortable on that sensitivity. You know, if you see, like, just look how that could have been a really quick snipe if you were comfortable just zooming in, popping right there. But stick went left, stick went right really, really quickly. So practice, team snipers. I think the sensitivity thing is hard for me to actually critique too much because, like I said, maybe this was your first game of the day. Maybe you weren't on top of the ball. I wouldn't suggest switching sensitivities too often, but in this case, I'd give it a go. So let's see how you handle these up-close engagements. 3 guys push. Notice how they're using their teamwork to push as a team rather than just singular players trying to go pull the flag when the blue team isn't looking. Gets the OS, which is really good. You push directly into the fights over and over. I don't even need to watch the gunfight in that circumstance because I'm looking at the mini-map and there's 3 guys and you're pushing directly towards them without giving yourself any advantage. You really want to be thinking about who's got the advantage and how can I get an advantage on them. When you tunnel vision on the flag like that, you just totally forget that you just died in the same spot and they have yet to move, they've yet to relocate, and they've got a lot of people in the same area. They're baiting the flag, you run, you get the flag. The flagnum does not allow you the same, speed, abilities, and basically the advantages you will need to get out of there. So let's keep going. So again, pursuing the flag. In this circumstance, you're going to get the cap off of it, if I remember right. I do watch the replays before I review them. It's really important to do that. Otherwise, I don't really have themes to pull out in it. You get the cap, which is decent and very good. But now let's see how you guys handle the end of the game, because this is a really important spot. This reliance on the bolt shot is something that holds you back, certainly. The bolt shot still is a powerful weapon, but I would really suggest pulling up the magnum. And this is a really important spot too. This will come in time. This is a really advanced skill, but I'm going to show you sort of prioritize the wrong target. Not sort of, you do. Ooh, big hiccup. In this circumstance, who's looking at you and who's firing at you? Who's the biggest threat on screen? Well, I'll pull Dora the Explorer. Who is it, audience? And then you go, the one on the left. Yay! I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map. The guy on the left is looking at you and shooting at you. The guy on the right he's not even paying attention to you right now. He is not your biggest threat. You need to handle the guy who is in your face, in your grill, trying to take away that sniper rifle from you. And this sort of goes back to that lack of comfort with the sniper rifle, over-aiming. You aim too far to the right, you aim too far to the left, then you go for the melee, which is good, but you're already so weak that that guy can just walk in and kill you. In that circumstance, you want to be able to hit their body. When they're that close to you, that sniper rifle should be an easy 1-2 punch. Body, melee, that's it, you're done, kind of thing. It takes time, it is hard, but I just think that the sensitivity issue is perhaps what could be holding you back. You get a lot of kills with the bolt shot on this map. I used to really like the bolt shot a lot, but it's not as versatile as the magnum. Let's look at the magnum. It does a lot of damage at every range, basically, medium and close-up. You can even do some nice long-distance kills with it because of the scope in, which is pretty sweet. Whereas the bolt shot will lead to a lot of circumstances like this, where you spend a good deal of time charging up, pop, and you only get them basically down to half shields or quarter shields. And that's so much time that could be spent elsewhere. If you had the magnum, bang, 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 move on. Bang, 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 move on. That kind of thing. Bolt shot's just not very versatile. When it first came out, it was crazy powerful on maps like this, but overall, I'd suggest BR and magnum. Let's note here how much time is spent just fighting these guys on the floor. Where is blue team getting their control from? The height. They're using ring 3. I haven't seen you try and control ring 3 whatsoever this game. Like I said, if you can get a player into ring 3, if you can get 1 or 2 players on the cliff, you've already locked them into a spawn. You already have a route to slay them and then pull the flag. It will be so hard to ever get a good flag cap if you are never taking map control, and map control just revolves around the height. So, keep fast forwarding here. Gameplay is getting close to an end. I feel like I'm repeating myself a bit, and these themes are probably becoming pretty aware. You've pulled the sniper rifle over and over again, yet you have not set yourself up in a position for good sight lines. Again, not a good position. You're on the floor, and you're relying on people to walk into a singular sight line that people don't really use that traffic route. Most of the time, they've been going through ring 3. You want to give yourself a nice long sight line with a lot of routes of escape. Again, not an optimal place here. Not a lot of great sight lines. You have a really tight sight line over there and a really tight sight line to here, but that's it. That's not giving you a whole lot of room to potentially see opponents and take them out. Sorry, my computer screen went to sleep. And we continue forward. Let's actually see what happened there with the sniper rifle. Okay, so you just backtracked. That's all that happened. You didn't die. You still have the snipes. Apologies about that. I was looking at the computer screen. Still have the sniper. Did you just ditch the sniper? No, okay, you've still got it. I was worried there for a second. And watch this. This is why I think you should switch to BR, baby. That BR is super powerful now, and you set yourself up for a lot of medium to close range engagements. If you're going to do that, it's okay, but give yourself a weapon that's going to shine in those sequences. DMR is still a good weapon, but no longer is it the dominant beast of a gun that it was pre-patch. With Halo 4 Turbo, with the speed settings, with a 4-shot BR, it's a great powerful tool, and especially how much you like to be in those close ranges. BR, 2-shot, plus melee, they're done. Game over, you've killed them. Bang, bang, bang. Now this is a good time to push. You've got a lot of your teammates down here. Well, I was saying that as like 3 of your teammates died. Apologies there. But I would consider that the best push of the game. Like, your teammates are finally starting to set up some sort of map control. You have to be able to slay before you pull. That's just plain and simple of it. You guys are going to get the cap here in a second, and the game is going to end, and it is a nice match. So I'm going to say thank you for the replay. I'll see you in the bullet points, and let's go over the things that I've, said probably 1,000 times in this replay review. Boom. Right on, so first I want to mention your accuracy. I would suggest switching loadouts, try a BR, try a Magnum. The more you rely on the bolt shot, the less versatility you have in those engagements that are close to medium ranges. Number 2, watch out for tunnel visioning. Maintain your focus on map control and slaying the enemy in CTF. Getting a setup and thinking about your routes is way more important than pulling without slaying. And finally, pay close attention to that minimap. It'll really help you with your game sense, and it'll help you prioritize the greatest threat possible. Think of that last circumstance where you had the snipes back in your spawn, and you opted to spend the initial time trying to aim on a guy who wasn't the biggest threat, rather than focusing on the guy who's shooting you right away. Those take, they're really split-second decisions, and it'll take time to improve upon. But I hope some of the things I brought up in this replay review will help you as a player. Thank you for the submission. I'll catch you guys next time.